Just before I start my monologue today, just to let you know, the new edition, I think this is number 5 there, of the Freedom magazine, produced by the White Rose people. I'll leave a link in the description. You can get that. It's growing, I have to say. It's only issue 5 and people are writing all sorts of interesting freedom stuff in that. And of course, a big thanks to the Light paper. They send me a copy. The world is a stage. False prophets won't stop tyranny. You are the solution is the headline on this particular one. And of course, as ever, it is full with wonderful insights to what's going on, ideas, solutions, news, and things that might disturb us a bit, but then those things that show us the way out. So thanks very much. That's the Light paper. Now, I was down in Devon the other day and I was recording a video with a gentleman who, which will come out probably later on as I record this, depending on when you see it, it'll be up there. And he very kindly gave me this, which is a picture he did himself. He's an artist. And as you can see, instead of Camel cigarettes, it's a picture of something quite fun. I won't dwell on this too much because I don't want to be taken off the channel completely by what this might be suggesting. Anyway, it's a sort of satirical picture, and that got me thinking. Just don't want it to fall over. There we are. That got me thinking, actually. Do you know how every time you talk to various people in the freedom and truth movement, they often say things like, we're better than we are. It's all been hidden. Our powers, we have these amazing abilities and we don't know about them. They've been hidden from us and all of that. And it got me thinking when I was looking at this piece of art, and this gentleman is writing a book. And I've had a go at writing some children's books and what have you, and people have sent me books that they have written. Other people have sent me music and songs, and I enjoy a bit of composition. When I can't do it, I'm not very musically minded, but I appreciate these artistic skills. But every now and again, I'll enjoy a bit of singing, usually in the bath when no one's around. And it started to dawn on me, do you know what? We are the only species on the planet, aren't we, that actually use these creative and amazing skills. We can draw, some of us not very badly, but we can draw enough to get by, even if it's just a simple diagram. We can sing, again, maybe a bit out of tune, but we may be able to pass it by just in a roughly so that we can get some enjoy with it. If we were in the pub singing, you know, round the piano, that sort of thing. We can do all these sort of weird and wonderful things. Think of the craftsmen that make things out of wood or metal, or the potters who mould out of clay. We are an amazing species that can sing and dance and perform and write, and we're an incredibly creative type of animal, if you like. And now look at the animal world. They don't do any of that. They don't create art for the sake of art. They don't write books. They might howl or tweet like birds do, but not terribly more than just what every other bird does. Nobody comes up with a lovely symphony, for example, that is unique and different from any of the other birds, all on its own, and the other birds don't flock round and pat him on the back and go, wow, that's amazing. I'm wondering if some of these skills that we have, that the dark forces, those people who want to run the country, run the world, are trying to stop us by putting us into 15-minute cities and dumbing us down with their sort of things that they enjoy. I wonder if actually that is our magical power. People say, you know, you've got these extra abilities. And I just wonder, actually, is it not our creativity? That we are an incredibly creative type of being, and we can create, as I say, these music and art and writings and things with our hands, and yet no other creature on the planet can do that. And I have a feeling that these people these dark forces, these so-called elites, the globalists, the Luciferians, the Satanists, these people, the Freemasons, the whole lot. I don't think they can do any of that. And I think they're jealous. And I think they're very upset that we can get so much pleasure and so much fun out of being creative, and often for the sake of it. Many of us want to go into a profession in which, you know, you become a professional writer or a professional singer so you can actually earn money out of it. But many more just enjoy doing these things in their spare time. A little bit of artwork, watercolour, oil painting, whatever it might be, dance, ballet, mime. I went to mime school myself. Theatre, all sorts of stuff, all different ways of expressing what it is to be the creatures that we are, men and women on this planet. But when you think of some of these others, I don't think they have that ability to be creative. I think that they are absolutely impotent when it comes to that. And that's why they're jealous. And that's why they try to dumb us down. Because every time that we're being creative, they are being reminded of how uncreative they are, of how simplistic, really, that their mind is, and how boring their life must be. I mean, they may have the money to try and buy up great artworks because they don't want anybody else to have them, or anybody else to enjoy them, or anybody else to be inspired by them. Yes, I think they buy up because the one skill they seem to have is this skill of earning money, or rather taking money and keeping people down. Their skill is a skill which is very negative, and it's a determined to take over at all costs, with no morals, no ethics, no worries about other people's life, because their skill is greed and they want everything for themselves. And so they are taking from us our life source, our energy, our determination to succeed. Whereas we're different. We're so different from that narcissistic, greedy, me culture, although they're desperately trying to make us in their light. But we're creative. We love to sing and dance and build things with our hands. We love to create something that wasn't there and that other people can benefit from. We love to produce pieces of art. And that, I think, is our secret power. And so this is the pursuit that we must continue, I think, more and more, writing those books, drawing those drawings. And this is why it's so difficult. You know, when you're a child and you're at school and that you're saying, I want to be an actor, or I want to be a film director, or I want to be a great artist, or I want to create things with my hands, and the teachers are sort of, no, there's no work in that. No, there's no work being an actor. There's no work being a creative or an artist or a poet or anything. There's no money. There's no money in it. There's no career in it. You won't be able to get all the things that you really need. And they steer us, don't they? They steer us on this path where we've got to basically work for somebody else, the big corporations who are the most uninspired, uncreative beasts. They're dead entities, let's face it. They're not men and women. They don't have inspiration. They don't touch their higher self or their subconscious mind. They don't interact with God. These are dead entities. No wonder they're not creative. And people sit in big open offices or in cubicles under artificial light in front of screens doing incredibly boring work day after day, keeping people down and drab. And yet the creative world, art and music and writing and drama and carpentry and people who do things with hands, those old tasks that we used to do, that's all being automated by AI now, as if to take away that creativity. Have you noticed you can write a story using AI? That's not writing a story with your own inspiration. That's getting a machine to do it. You can do these pictures, and they're so obviously AI at the moment, taking away the skill and the pleasure and the fun and the achievements of your own ability to draw or paint or to use even things like Photoshop, which can be quite clever. And yet you just say it into an AI machine and they'll do it for you. To me, this is where it's a worry. They're taking away the magic power that we have, which is effectively the universe wanting to be creative. We have it in us, our ability to connect to the universe, to the source, to God, and be creative with our wonderful bodies. And these dead entities, these corporations, these dark forces, these narcissists, the globalists, the Luciferians, the Satanists, they want to take all of that from us by giving us these false gods, these false toys like AI. Oh, you can write a book, you can write a story, you can get pictures out of it and all the rest of it, but it's not you. It's not the you, it's not the creative you. There's no pleasure in having something done instantly like that. The skill that takes time to learn how to play a piano so that you can then play a wonderful and complex piece of music. That time and effort to do that, and the satisfaction, the pleasure when you finally do it without making a mistake, and people watching clap, or you've done it for your own self. Isn't that the magic power that we have? That these people, these dark forces, are trying to remove from us, to turn us into non-thinking, uninspired drones, living in 15-minute cities with digital IDs, in a virtual reality, with CBDCs for money, programmable money, where we become just robots, no longer inspired, no longer creative. I think this magic power that we have through meditation, through inspiration, through connection with God, is our ability to create. And we do it mostly for free, drawing pictures, singing, whatever it might be. We must not lose that. We must not give in to the temptation of using these tools which dumb us down and make us think we're being creative when actually it's not us doing it. Let's get back to being genuinely creative, joyously. Our life will be so enhanced, we will thrive, and it's the dark forces who cannot do any of this who will wither on the vine, and we will be free once again.